Hello everyone, I once again welcome you all to my YouTube channel English by Nisa. So students, in this video we are going to discuss about a famous writer Langston Hughes poem As I Grew Older. So the meaning of title is to grow towards maturity, means to progress from childhood towards adulthood. And this poem was published in 1925 and this poem contained 29 lines. So before moving further, let's know about the author, which is Langston Hughes. So, students, Langston Hughes was a leading writer and thinker of the harm Renaissance. Now, here, what is the meaning of this harm Renaissance? So, this harm Renaissance is nothing but it was an artistic flowering on the new Nergo movement as its participants celebrated the African heritage and embraced self expression here. Means they were rejecting the long standing and offer degrading stereotypes. Means they wanted equal rights and they were celebrated that equal rights at that time. So this only the African American artistic movement which called Harlem Renaissance in 1920. So that celebrated African American life and culture. So he started writing at a young age and rose to fame with his poetry collection. The Very Blues, his poetry collection name is The Very Blues, and Fine Clothes to the Jews, and an early inventor of jazz poetry. Now, what is the meaning of jazz poetry here? So here jazz poetry is nothing but it is a type of modern music originally developed by African Americans with a rhythm in which the strong notes often come before the beat. So here Hughes condemned the racism and promoted equality and celebrated African American life, culture and spirituality through his poetry, novels, plays and essays. So now students let's know about the poem As I Grew Older. As we have discussed the title As I Grew Older, which means to progress from childhood towards adulthood. And it was written by Langston Hughes. So if you read Langston Hughes' other poems like Dream and Harm, then you definitely know that in his poetry he described about African American people, that how they face discrimination in America and how they were fighting for their basic rights. So in those poems he described all those things, and this poem is quite similar to his other poems like Dream and Harm. And this poem shows how they wanted to achieve their empowerment, and he had this poet, he had a dream and he wanted to achieve it, and the obstacle that block his progress. So here this poem, as I said you, contains 29 lines. The poem leaves to the imagination of the reader because the reader could be about one's career, it could also be about something for the speaker's community or contrary or even for the entire humanity from the poet's real life experience as well. So, this one, the dream appears to be about the black's aspiration for equality, dignity, and identity. As the poem does not specify what the dream is about, the reader is free to take the meaning of his her choice here. So, the main theme of the poem is that centers around man's dream and the obstacle one faces in trying to realize those dreams. So now let's start our poem. Long time ago, I have almost forgotten my dream. So here in these two starting line, the poet says that he had a dream long ago. That was when he was an innocent child. But as he grew older, he had almost forgotten the dream. Now in the next line he says, but it was there then in front of me, bright like a sun. My dream means his dream. So here students, the dream that Langston Hughes is talking about in this poem is equality of the Afro-Americans. Means in America, the Negro people who were not getting their equal rights and they were facing discrimination. So it was his dream that to get justice and should be get equal rights and that for all. So here he is describing once the dream was in front of him like a bright sun. Now the poet further says in his line that, and then the wall rose slowly, slowly between me and my dreams. So here he is describing why he forgot his dream because the reason for his forgetting was that a sky high wall rose between him and his dream. As a result, he forgotten his dream. So here in this poem, the poet is talking about the wall that was rose is not that of bricks and cement. It is the wall of challenges one encounters in realizing one's dream. The wall of injustice and the wall of discrimination. So the wall rose until it touches the sky. So this wall rose between him and his dream until it touches the sky. So here the wall is for of discrimination which give privileges and powers to white Americans, whereas Afro Americans were facing injustice and inequality. Now the wall shadow. So obviously if wall rose its shadow will form. So which means that the discrimination affect the Afro Americans, and what is affect? The poet is saying here that I am black. So here black means his skin color. Now here he is saying that he did not mind that he was black before, but now they were doing discrimination because of his skin color. So I lie down in the shadow, which means due to discrimination he exhausted and lied down. No longer the light of my dream before me and above me. Which means here the poet is saying there was a time when my dream was in front of me like a bright sun. That lights fall on me, but this wall stopped the sunlight. Means this wall prevent the light of the dream from shining on him. Only the thick wall, only the shadow. So here the poet is saying that now I can see only discrimination and injustice. Now the dream I had before of to achieve equality and justice, I forgot that dream because of this wall. My hands, my dark hands, and what they will do? Break through the wall to find my dream. So now here poet is saying that now I have to stop this injustice, and to do that what I have to do, I have to break this wall with my black hands, and then I will find my dream again which I was forgotten. Help me to shatter this darkness to smash the night. Now here poet is saying that now my hands will help me to shatter this darkness. So here students the meaning of shatter is nothing but break into pieces. So because of this wall I have only darkness in front of me that I will shatter with my these black hands and to smash the night, which means the wall of discrimination which rose in front of me, I will break it with my efforts. My hands will help me to stop this discrimination and inequality. Then to break the shadow into 1,000 lights of sun, into 1,000 willing dreams of sun. Which means then after breaking this wall, I will proceed to the bright sunlight of my dream again. And then this darkness will fades away forever from me. So here students, in this poem it shows that the discrimination and injustice faced by the Negro people means African American, and to break that and to stop that injustice they only have to fight against it to achieve their dream. So this 20-line short poem As I Grew Older present a long journey. The poet Langston Hughes suggests three time frames in the poem. The speaker had a dream when he was an innocent child. This is the first phase. As the speaker started growing, he noticed a sky high wall rise between him and his dream. Darkness encircled his life. This is the second stage. Then the narrator grew further. Hope knocked at his door, and he asked his dark hands to break that wall and shatter the darkness. This period of hope is third time frame. So here this Langston Hughes portrays his changing moods in his poem As I Grew Older. As the speaker had a dream when he was young, he was fascinated by his dream. But soon he saw a sky high wall between him and his dream. He was disappointed at that time. Surrounding darkness filled his heart with gloom. He was sad and depressed, but as he grew older, he regained his hope and turned optimistic. Then he asked his dark hands to break the wall. He planned to smash the night. He dreamed to realize his dream. Thus, there is a clear change in his attitude to his dream in the beginning and towards the end. So, student, this is all about the poem As I Grew Older, which is written by Langston Hughes. I hope it would be helpful for you. Stay tuned for more videos and thanks for watching.